Hello students and welcome back to the Curiosity Kingdom. Today we are going to learn about a really interesting topic. It's one of my personal favorite, that is logical reasoning. And today we are going to learn about letter coding. I'm Adar Dubey, your tutor, so let's start. So let's know what is letter coding, but before that let's know what code is. So code is nothing but a system of signals. It is designed in such a way that the sender or the author and the receiver of the text are only able to understand the real message of the text. No other third party people is able to understand what the particular text means. For example, if you want to forward a really important message or a really important text to a person, and it should not be leaked. If it gets leaked, there could be lots of problems. So you may write it in code. So if by chance your message or your text got leaked also, and in this case also no other person would be able to know the real meaning of the text unless and until he is able to find out the code. So hence coding is used. This coding and decoding is often found in logical reasoning test, which is often a part of Olympiads or certain types of tests. This is a part of the paper so that it can judge the candidate's ability to understand patterns and codes and to implement them. To be more specific, they are there to judge a candidate's analytic skills. So now let's give you an introduction of what type of questions come under this. Under letter codings, questions like this comes. In these questions, there are two languages. One is the coding language and other is the general language. The question language of the question. In this, there are two parts. One is the example part and the other is the question part. Let's see. Questions are: if pain in a particular coding language is coded as THJH, then how do you code mail? Or how will mail be written as? So the example part is this part from if till THJS, in which they give you an example and you have to find out the pattern used in this example to code this, and the word which you have to code is the part of the question part. So this is the question. So now let's know how to solve these questions. So there's a 5-step approach. First step is to read. In this step we understand the question and identify the different elements. This is the our general language, coding language. We have to code this or decode it. We understand or identify our elements. In the second step we organize in a tabular form, making it easier for us to analyze and break up the question, which is our third step, in which we try to figure out a pattern or try to understand the coding system, with the help of which in our fourth step we code a particular word or decode a particular code, and then in a final step we recheck our solution so that there is no mistake, that we have done the coding properly, we have identified the pattern properly, and so on. So now let's begin, but before that let me tell you one really important thing, that to solve these type of questions, this is one really important thing which you need to know, is that the ordinals of an alphabet means the position of a letter in the alphabets. Means A's position is first, so its ordinal is 1, Z is last, so it is 26, P's is 20, and so on. Because these are really handy in this. If you don't want to learn, even I don't like to learn, it's better that whenever you're going to start logical reasoning part, just it takes hardly few seconds to write this table as the alphabet with their ordinal. It is really helpful. So now let's start. In this video I am going to teach you about letter coding through various examples, so that you get introduced to different types of letter coding. Though there are infinite numbers of letter coding, if you sit with 15 to 20 minutes, you will be coming up with 10 different types of codings. But I have selected certain which are often found in papers or in exams or in Olympiads, so that would be helpful for you. So let's start. So now let's see our first question. If Jack in a particular coding language is coded as KBDL, then how do you code zip? So this is coded as KBDL. So now let's tabulate our example part. So when we tabulate it, in this manner. We write the English alphabet and its codes just below each other. We leave a space to note our observation. We also write the ordinals of every letter just adjacent to it, making it easier for us to analyze. Now if you see that between J is coded as K, and between J and K there is a difference of 1. J's ordinal is 10 and K's is 1. So there is an addition of 1. Okay, just for a basic observation. Now if you see between A and B, if you see A is 1 and B is 2, again there is a jump of 1. Now I think we are getting a pattern. Now let's see, is there a jump of 1 in C also? Yes, it is. C becomes D. Again a jump of 1. And similar is the case with K, which becomes L with a jump of 1. So now we conclude that this is a jump coding, and the rule is that every letter gets a positive jump ahead. So now let's code zip. We now arrange zip again in a tabular form, and the rule is every time there is a forward jump. But now let's code it. But in the case of Z, you see that after Z there is no 27th alphabet. So at this point we again start with A, or the number 1. So hence the code for Z is A, which is 1. The code for I is +1, which is J. And code for P is the alphabet at number 17, which is Q. Hence the code for zip is AJQ. Moving ahead, let's see question number 2. If honest in a particular coding language is coded as MNTCYR, how do you code winner? Let's again tabulate it. Now let's see, is there any pattern of jump? Between H and N, there is a forward jump of 6. Now let's observe O and M. O is 15 and M is 13. So means there is a backward jump of 2. Let's see, is this a pattern or we are going wrong? Now let's see the next, N and T. This time there's again a forward jump of 6. Here we already had a forward jump of 6. Now we are again having a forward jump of 6 over here. Seems like maybe there would be a pattern of jump. Now let's see E and C. Again, if you see, E is 5 and we are jumping 2 steps back to D and then C. So again there is -2 jump. Same is the case with S, which is 19 becomes 25, which means, or Y, which means a jump of 6. And T, which is 20, becomes R, which is 18, means a backward jump of -2. Hence this is again a jump coding in which the letters on the odd place means the first, third, fifth, seventh and so on, get a positive jump of 6, whereas the letters on the even post, like the ones on second, fourth, sixth and so on, get a -2 jump, or the backward jump of 2. So now let's code winner. In winner, we first tabulate it as a table and then we apply the rule. W, which is 23, gets in forward jump of 6 because it's at the odd spot. So now if you see, W 23 plus 6 is 29. So now on adding 6, we come on 29. There is no 29th alphabet. So again, from W we go to X, Y and Z, and from Z we again start with A. So from Z to A, B and C. Hence the code of W is C. The code for I is a backward jump of 2, which means it's the 7th letter, that is G. The code of the N on the odd spot is T, which is 20. The code for the N on the even spot is a backward jump, which makes it L. The code for E, which is on the odd spot, makes it K, which is at 11. And the case with R is there's a backward jump of 2 because it's on the even spot, and hence it becomes P, which is 16. Hence we conclude that the code for winner is CGTLKP. Moving ahead on the next question, question number 3. If mighty in a particular coding language is coded as GIMYTH, then how do you code advice? Again, let's tabulate it. This time, if you see, there is no new word and there is no even part. There is no new word. All these words are already there. Like see, G is there, I is there, M is there, H is there, Y is there, and T is there. So there is no new word. So maybe there is some change or in the position among this letter. Now let's see. G, which is at third, becomes the first letter, and M, which is at first, becomes the third letter. See, and I, which is at the second, remains at the second spot. Now let's observe the next one. H, which is at the fourth, becomes the sixth. Y, which is at the last, becomes the fourth. And T, which is at the fifth, remains at fifth. So now let's do another observation. In this, now let's divide this into two parts. One is MIG and the other is HTY. So if you see, GIM is just the opposite or the reverse pattern of MIG, and HTY and YTH is the opposite or the reverse of YHTY. So means in this they have divided the word into two halves and then they have reversed each half. So this is called the shifting code because they have just shifted the letters 2 spot back and so on. So now let's code advice. First we tabulate it. Now A, so we make three different groups, two groups, that is ADV and IC. First let's focus on ADV. So ADV is first, it will become the third. D, which is second, remains at the same spot, like I remains on the same spot, and V, which is at the third spot, goes on the first spot, like G goes on the first spot in this case. Same thing we apply in the second half, making I the last, C the fifth, and E the fourth. And hence we conclude that the code for advice is VDA ECI. Moving ahead with question number 4. If doubt in a particular coding language is coded as TBUOD, then how do you code Venom? Let's tabulate our observation. This time also there are no new letters. There is again just a change in position. Now let's observe. D, which is at first, becomes the fifth. O, which is at second, becomes the fourth. U remains at the same spot, that is third. B, which is fourth, becomes second. And T, which is last, becomes first. So this time if you see, it's a similar pattern than the last time, but this time there is no separation. The complete word is taken as whole and is just reversed. Okay, DOUBT becomes TBUOD. So means this is reverse coding. So now let's code Venom using the same logic. We tabulate our question. We make V, which is the first letter, the last. E, which is the second letter, the fourth. N, which is third, remains at the same spot, like U remains on the same spot. O, which is fourth, becomes second. And M, which is last, becomes first, like T, which was last, became first. So hence we conclude that the code for Venom is MONEV. Moving ahead on question number 5. If dogs in a particular coding language is coded as UIQF, then how do you code cat? Let's again tabulate our observation. So this time in our observation we are unable to find any pattern and there are new alphabets, so they are not completely what we have learned earlier. But there's one thing which I am able to observe, that between S and U, which is the last over there and first in the code, there is a jump of 2. Between G and I, which is third in English and second in code, there's again a jump of 2. Between O and Q, where O is second and Q is third, there's again a jump of 2. And between the first in English code, that is D, and the code which is F, there's again a jump of 2. So now if you see, if we reverse the order, then we are getting a pattern. So this is a reverse jump coding. In this, first there is a jump of 2 and then the code is reversed. Or the English alphabets are reversed and they are then made to jump 2 spot. Both are the same. So now let's code cat. We first tabulate our observation and then we reverse cat and make it TAC. We write the rule and then we do the coding. We add 2 to T, making it V. We add 2 to A, making it C, and we add 2 to C, making it E. So hence we get that the code for cat is VCE. Also you can first add 2 to the alphabets of letters of cat, making it ECV, and then reverse ECV, making it again VCE. So the answer is C. So now we move on ahead. increasing the level a bit. So if Jupiter in a particular coding language is coded as YPGL MSW and Venus is coded as DSXPA, then how do you code sister? Okay, quite interesting question. Now let's tabulate our the examples. We observe there is no particular pattern. Let's check if there is a pattern Venus, which we have also tabulated. We observe that there is no particular pattern, even on reversing it. And we have one more observation, that the word sister has all the words which were already introduced in the example, like I, S, T-E-R. So when these types of situations are found, there is a high probability that this question belongs to no pattern corresponding coding or non-pattern corresponding coding, in which there is no particular pattern. They are just random correspondence, like J corresponds to Y. So means throughout J will correspond to Y, there is no coding such like that. U corresponds to P, and in Venus V corresponds to D. So this is constant, there is no coding. So using the same logic, let's code sister. So to code every word, we look what the coding is there in our example part. So there's no particular rule, just we have the correspondence. So let's code it. So for sister, if you see the code in Venus, the code is A. S is coded as A. So here also we'll code S as A. For I, which is in Jupiter, it is coded as L. So here also we'll code I as L. S will again be coded as A. T in Jupiter is coded as M. So we'll code it as M. E in Jupiter is coded as S. So we'll again code it as S. Also you see in Venus also, E is also coded as S. R is coded as W in Jupiter, so we'll here also code it as W. So we get that sister is coded as ALAMSW. Moving ahead on question number 7. Marvelous in a particular coding language is coded as MX, RVX, LL, XXS. Then how do you code Supreme? Let's again tabulate it. So there's, if you see that certain letters or certain words like M, R, V, L, L and S have no change in the position, they are just directly related. So that means there's an addition of 0 or jump of 0. But certain letters have jump, but the jump is quite in random pattern. So we are not clear that in which pattern they are jumping. Let's see, can we make any other observation in the way which are jumping and which are not, and how they are jumping. Now let's look at the words which are jumping. A is jumping, E is jumping, O jumped and U jumped. There's one thing common in these 4 alphabets, that they are vowels. A, E, I, O, U are vowels. So this is vowel coding. And the rule is that every non-vowels are also called consonants, remain at their same spot and have no jump, whereas every vowel becomes X. Like you see, A becomes X, E becomes X, O becomes X and U becomes X. So now let's code Supreme using the exact same word. We tabulated our question and then we note that whether they are consonants or they are vowels. Then we write the rules for the consonants and then the vowels. The rule for consonant is that they have an addition of 0 or they remain the same. The rule for vowel is that they becomes X. Now we code. We write S, P, R, M, our consonants the same and make our vowels X. And hence we conclude that the code for Supreme is X, X, P, R, X, M, X. Now let's move ahead on question number 8. If literally in a particular coding language is coded as MKU, GSC, MMZ, then how do you code knowledge? Let's again tabulate our question. If you see, there is a +1 jump in the first alphabet. There is a +2 jump in the second one. Again, there is a +1 jump. Again, there is a +2 jump. And again there is a +1 jump, and again there is a +2 jump. So till now you are able to see that there is a pattern +1, +2, +1, +2, +1, +2. don't end your analysis till here. Go ahead. Further cases you find that there is again an addition of 1, but the next time there is only an addition of 1, and in y also there is an addition of 1. So till here our observation was going right, but then here it got distorted. Are we missing something? Again, let's observe which letters had a +1 jump and which letters had a +2 jump. The letters which had +2 jumps were I, E and A. Again, they have one thing in common, that they are again vowels. So this is vowel jump coding. See, vowel coding, if you see, there can be different variations. Like they may make differentiation in coding with vowels, they may completely change vowel, they may even replace vowel, they may move a vowel ahead and so on. So this is a vowel jump coding. Now let's code knowledge using the same logic. We first tabulate our question. We identify letters as as consonants and vowels. We write down a rule for consonant, which is a jump of 1, and for a vowel, which is a jump of 2. We code them accordingly, making KL with a jump of 1, and O which is an vowel becomes Q, W which is a consonant gets an addition of 1 becomes X, L becomes M, E becomes G, D becomes E because it's a consonant, G again becomes I, and E becomes G. So if we conclude that the code for knowledge is LOQ XMG EIG. So now moving ahead on question number 9, the second last question. Wheat in a particular coding language is coded as BSV ZG. Then how do you code should? So now let's again tabulate our observation. In our observation, we are again unable to find any particular pattern, nor there is any change with E and A. They are also getting added up differently. But there is one more observation which I have made, that if you see with the sum of the ordinals of W and D, we make up 27. Similarly, with the ordinal sum of H and S, as 19 plus 8, we make 27. Same is the case with EU, 5 plus 22, 27. With AZ, 1 plus 26, 27, and TG, 1 plus 20 plus 7, 27. So there's one really important thing which I wanted to tell you. If two alphabets sum up to 27, these are called the opposite of each other. Or in the other words, like if you say A is coded with Z, A is the first in alphabet where Z is the last. First opposite of last is first. E is fifth, which is coded with U, which is last fifth. W is 23rd, or the last fourth, which is coded with D, which is the fourth. So means these are the opposite. Here if you see, every adjacent letters are opposite of each other. Okay. So now let's code should, and this is known as the opposite coding. Now let's code should. So the rule is simple, that they become opposite of each other. So the opposite of S, if you can see over here, is H. Opposite of H is S. Opposite of O is L. Opposite of U is F. Opposite of L will be O. And opposite of D is W. So hence, this is known as the opposite coding. Hence, we conclude that the code for should is HSL FOW. Moving ahead on the last question, really interesting one. Weak in a particular coding language is coded as XGDO. Then how do you code strong? So first we tabulate it and we see that there is no, that let's see is there in pattern. So between the first one there is an addition of 1. In the second one there is an addition of 2. In the third one, that is 1 and 4, there is an addition of 3. And in the fourth one, that is K and O, there is an addition of 4. So if you say that our addition or our jump is increasing every time by 1, The number which was at the first spot got a jump of 1, which was at the second spot got a jump of 2, A which was at the third spot got a jump of 3, and K which was at the fourth spot got a jump of 4. Hence, we observe that this is a pattern. Means every alphabet, every letter of the word gets a jump as equal to the ordinal in the word. Hence, this is known as the ordinal jump coding. Ordinal jump coding, or the word ordinal jump coding. Word ordinal jump coding because they are based on the ordinal in the word. So now let's code strong. We tabulate our question and we write the rule that the first one gets an addition of 1, the second gets an addition of 2, third gets an addition of 3, so on till the last one which gets an addition of 6. We just make the jump making ST, TV, RU, OS, N also gets coded as S. Because O was one behind, one ahead in the alphabets, but one ahead also in the ordinals also, hence it got a less jump of 1, making both of them equal in their coding. Finally, G gets coded as M. Hence, we conclude that the coding for strong is TVU SSM. So friends, students, by this we end our today's lecture. Hope you learned something new. Thank you for watching this video. Do give this video a thumbs up. It takes lots of effort to present such a video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Curiosity Kingdom for many such videos. Next video will be coming soon. Thank you for watching. Do watch other videos. There's a lot of interesting things. And thank you for watching, and God bless you all.